I don't think you can change Washington if you've been part of the culture of Washington. The other night at the debate, when one of them said that, he voted against something or voted for something he disagreed with. And he said he did it to take one for the team. Look, my team is the people of Michigan and of America, and I'm going to fight for you. If you want to send someone to Washington who's down there working for his team, whoever that might be, and working around the edges to make little changes here, little changes there, and to work with this committee and that subcommittee and so forth, then there are plenty of other people to choose. But if you want somebody who will dramatically and fundamentally change Washington and bring us more jobs and less debt and smaller government, then I'm your guy. On Tuesday, we can take the first step to a better future. And I need you to do that. I need you to get out and vote. Let's take the first step to a better future on Tuesday. All right, guys? Now, I'm confident. I'm confident in that future. You see, I happen to believe that we can restore America's promise. I happen to believe that the feelings that we had that our future and our kids' future and grandkids' future would be even better than the lives that we lived. I believe that's going to be real. I'm confident of that because I've seen people across this country. I love the people of America. I love the passion in our hearts. I love the hymns of America. You've heard me perhaps tell the words of America the Beautiful, one of my favorites. Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty across the fruited plain. When I was a boy, Mom and Dad put me in their car. We drove across the nation, looked at the various national parks. They were teaching me to fall in love with America, and I did. That car was a Rambler. And there's a guy who had a Rambler, all right? And it made the whole trip, all right? It made the whole trip. Used to have, remember the front seat where they'd fold down, you could make a little bed, we'd sleep along the way? Oh, yeah. I love this country. I just saw a guy, a Daytona 500 champion named Bobby Allison. He told me he used to drive a Rambler in a couple of races, which absolutely shocked me. I drove one on Woodward Avenue when I was a kid from time to time, and the kids would look over at me and laugh, So there are other verses I love. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. Do we have any veterans or members of our armed services here? Please raise your hand. Thank you. Be recognized. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There's another verse that I love. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years. The idea was that the founders of this country, in drafting the Constitution and drafting the Declaration of Independence, were not just writing for their time, but saw beyond the years and recognized that the choices they were making were defining a nation. What has made us the nation we are is not our distinctive DNA. After all, we're human beings like everybody else on the planet. What has made us who we are is the principles and values that came with this country, that shaped who we are, shaped the nature of the American spirit. When they wrote in the Declaration of Independence these words, they changed not just America, but the world. These words, that the Creator had endowed us with our rights, not the state, not the king, but the Creator, and that we would be a nation that trusted in God. We would be one nation under God. And secondly, that among those rights were life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In America, we would be protected in our lives, we would have freedom, personal freedoms, and we would be able to pursue happiness in the way we choose. And so we could choose the profession of our dreams. We could not be limited by the circumstance of birth. Government would not tell us how to live our lives. And by virtue of those freedoms and the ability to pursue happiness, not to be guaranteed it, but to pursue it in our own ways, people from all over the world came here seeking those freedoms. The pioneers, the innovators, the builders, they came here and made what America is. And they did not, by the way, in their successes, as they fought to achieve great things, their success did not make us poorer. Their success made us better off. And so as we face in America today with extraordinary challenges, too much debt, government out of control, too intrusive in our lives, Iran becoming nuclear under this president, I sure hope not, other threats around the world, the right course for America is not to turn to become more like Europe, but instead to return to the principles that made us the hope of the earth. This is, in fact, a battle for the soul of America, for what kind of a nation we're going to be. You know, I think Barack Obama is fundamentally trying to transform who we are into something we're not. We don't want a government telling us how to live our lives, taking more and more from us, making it harder for our private enterprises to succeed and thrive, telling us what kind of energy we can have, what kind of health care we can have. We want an America where free people pursuing their dreams will create greater success, will create opportunity for other Americans, will create more jobs, and will give America the freedom and the passion and the fulfillment which has always been part of the American experience. That's how we restore the promise of America. And so on Tuesday, I need a big voice coming from right here. I need you guys to get out and vote. Back in my state, we used to say vote early and vote often, all right? And now the way to do that here is to get a friend who hasn't voted and get them and take them to the polls. But I need your help. I want us to take that first step towards a better tomorrow. I want us to restore the greatness of America. I can tell you, I'm just one person. But if we make this a national movement, if Michiganders come together and people all over this country come together and say we want to take our country back, we want to restore the promise of America, we want to maintain the principles that made us the great nation that we are, if we do that together, we'll overcome any challenge we have. Because I'm convinced that if we have leaders that'll tell the truth and live with integrity, and I won't embarrass you in the White House, live with integrity, and also who will call on the greatness of the American people, we'll overcome any challenge we have, and I will with your help. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, you guys.